Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Citizen Sleeper. In the last episode we had a bit of a run-in with Ashton and his sleeper, and well, one got shot and the other one got killed, I think, hopefully, and Kita will have more information for us at some point, but we were the one who walked away from her, so I'm not entirely sure if that storyline is going to continue. It is kind of crazy. We have one dice left, a 5. We could try and get some spores for the lady in the lab, or we could try and get some money. I am of the opinion we should probably get some money. Do we have any data to sell? We do not. Okay, so we are kind of quite low on the old money run here. Let's go play some Talva. I believe that Talva is a really good way of making money, right? Plus 24 cryo? That's pretty good for a guaranteed run. Which gives us 98. I could do with getting the money for Bliss. I think that might happen at some point. Yeah, we definitely don't have an option here. There's no negative countdowns, which has made me feel an awful lot happier. Oh, I suppose, no, there is a negative countdown here. Maybe the man arrives anyway, but it's not down here, so I don't know. Let's end the cycle. Let's sleep in our crappy hut. Oh, we're starting. Oh, what terrible rolls. We are starving. Let's do something about it. Can I get the mushrooms for Emphys? I am kind of tempted to get the mushrooms for Emphys. I could go work in the commune, but now let's just spend the money here. I'll save my dice. I'm going to spend the low roll on getting some data, I think, from Heaven Edge, if I still can. Heaven Edge agent. Can I use a 2? I can use a 1, 2, or a 3. Yes, I can. Let's go. Plus the 5 cryo we get for actually doing it, so we get 15 cryo for this. 25 even, because it's 10 each. I can do maths, don't question it. Ankita, yeah, and there's no options for Ankita here that I can see. I wonder if that's going to crop up at some point, or if that's just the end of her story. Moral of that story is, don't go with Ankita. Go on your own. Oh no, the ambergris, there we go. She's just not where I thought she was going to be. Ankita is away. Amber is docked here at the rickety old jetty, but she's sealed up. A note says, "Sleeper, stay. I'll be ready soon." So 2 more cycles. So I got 2 cycles to make myself some money, maybe get some mushrooms. I kind of want to clear out the aviary, you know. This is something that calls to me. It needs endurance. You know what? Let's level up our endurance. I have the upgrade points. Endure, here we go. So that's photosynthetic skin. And I think we can also get ourselves a +1. So sunbathe dice activity allows energy to be recovered at home. How efficient? How efficient is that? And does the commune count as home? Hang on. Yeah, your frame's photosynthetic skin allows you to gather energy through sunlight. The longer you stay, the better. So it's either +1 energy or +3 energy. We got a +1, so with a 4 we have... I wonder what... I guess the negative is probably just 1 energy. Let's not do that now. Let's save the dice for something else. Let's go to the... Can we get some spores? Collect spores? Use a 5 here. And we'll see if we can hand these into the lady at the commune. While the grove mushrooms are dangerously inconsistent, spores provide a chance to gather or study these specimens in an untouched form. You find a chamber thick with pale particles. You gather as many as you can, unsure what species or types might be in the mix. Okay, so we have 2 grove spores. Can I now give these to this lady, or does she need more than 2? Oh, I need 3. God damn it. Rico was asked for samples of spores from the deep groves of the Greenway. With them, she might better understand how this biosphere functions. Rico is grateful for the contribution. "Sleeper, you warm my heart with each delivery. Thank you." Yeah, take this one too. Can we get another one? I have another 3 here, let's use that. And we got 1. Luckily, that's all we needed. And we can speak to Rico. Sleeper. Rico greets you without so much as looking up from her work. I have some of yours here. Come see. She beckons you over to a heavyweight-looking console, wired to a series of specimen jars, some of which contain your spores. What does it say? The spores you have here are a real cocktail, a selection of types from within the groves. But I've been able to isolate a few. She taps one of the specimen jars. Here we have Tricoloma matsutake. Rico breezes through the Latin and Japanese pronunciations as if it was nothing. A species Solheim somewhat modified for use on the station. She brings up a panel on her console, showing a chemical composition, all gradiented bars and obtuse anagrams. This is the composition of the Solheim modified matsutake spores. Modified in what way? Yes, every species on the eye is a tweaked variant of Solheim's, of course, but that's not the point. Rico brings up another panel, identical in layout, but with wildly different colours and numbers. You see, this is what your matsutake spores look like. They aren't the same? That's the conclusion, yes. Rico glances at the specimen jar, as if it might have something to add. They are fundamentally the same spores, but they carry different chemicals, different signals. She leans back and sighs. Solheim may have introduced their own tweaked versions in the beginning, but the groves here, and still are, affecting them. Affecting them how? It's hard to tell without samples of fully grown mushrooms. She meets your eye, and herein lies our problem. She moves to another desk, where 2 trays sit side by side. The first contains nothing but plant mulch. The second you smell before you even look at it. The pungent aroma of the fruiting matsutake, like a rotting, sodden overalls, laced with an edge of spice. The matsutake here are grown from Solheim stocks, pulled from a spore vault in this complex. He winks. They are delicious, by the way. She sets them aside. The empty tray is germinated with the spores you collected. No activity, no germination, nothing. But the groves are full. Yes, they are. Rico looks at you directly, and you suddenly realize how much she is enjoying this. So here is our puzzle, Sleeper. Spores from the groves won't grow in the lab. But gathering fruiting bodies from the groves is too unpredictable. We need to grow a fruiting body from some of these spores so we can track it, understand it. In short, I need you to become my mushroom farmer. I mean, actually, I'm already pretty good. Rico looks impressed. Well, well, an eager mycologist. I'd never have guessed. I assume you set yourself up in the aviary. I've been eyeing that place up for its proximity to the groves. Bring me whatever grows, just not matsutake. There's more than a couple variants in there, so I'll need plenty of samples. She plucks a matsutake cap from the tray. These little things are reflections of their conditions, their smell, their taste, their chemistry. It all derives from the conditions of their growth. She smells the cap. Enough of these and we'll have a picture of what is happening here, or the ways in which this biosphere is modifying itself, or being modified, whichever the case may be. Rico pops the matsutake cap into her mouth, taking you by surprise. And don't worry, Sleeper, she says while softly chewing. If this turns out to be a dead end, I'll make sure that not a single mushroom will go to waste. How many mushrooms do you need? A lot. Okay. Well, that's going to be fun. If I was going to do mushroom farming, I'd give it to Emphys just because I want to know what happens then. So we have our 5. Let's go into the aviary because this interests me. Once a corporate garden for impressing guests with gene-tweaked birds. Now this chamber is a mess of overgrowth. You can change that. Layers and layers of rotten mulch come away from the corroded metal, and among it, pale and delicate, you find a bird's skull. I wonder if this is going to end up being another place where we can rest, or if it's just going to expand the mushroom growing area. Both of those things are kind of good. Do you know what? We don't need to cross the rim, do we? Unless I want to keep feeding the cat. Let's just rest here for now. End the cycle. Oof. I mean, it's not a terrible roll. Let's use the... Let's try and get some energy here. Even though it's probably better to use dice to make money to buy food. That seems like a better idea, doesn't it, really? I mean, it just works out better. Let's use that 5 in the aviary. Then it's a 6 again. That'll be another +3. We're halfway there. So if I get 5s and 6s, I'll spend them there. I'll use my 1 on a Heaven Edge agent. This poor guy. If it's the same guy, he's just a massive leak. Didn't get any money for the extract, but got our 2 data. That's 40 cryo right there. Could make some more money at the Tampa Tea House. That's a 6. You know what? Let's do that. Let's move to 120. Then let's sell our FNH data. I'm tempted to go bail out Bliss. We've got a bit of extra money on the go here. We've still got 1 stabilizer in the bank, so we're not super desperate for stabilizer. I still need to work for the Yatagan Enforcers. It's an interesting story arc that we need to follow, but right now I think I'm going to try and focus on the Ambergris. How much money do we have? 152. Let's... I don't want to spend my 3. I guess I could have spent my 3 somewhere. How much will I get for the 3 here? Do I get some money? Let's go. We'll see what happens. 24 cryo, sweet. We got quite a lot of money. You know what? Let's buy ourselves some food so we don't starve to death. I think we might be single-handedly keeping him in business at this point. And let's go bail out Bliss. I did finish here, didn't I? Yeah, buy a spacer meal. There's no like... Yeah. Bliss's Bay. A scam or an opportunity? Bliss seems solid enough, and this might be your best chance to get in on the hub's repair trade. I would like you to take some money. Bliss is incredibly grateful. I'll pay back every chit, I promise you. You guess you two are partners now. Oh, do I have to wait? Oh, an achievement. Bayview. Bought into the hub's competitive repair market. Bliss is bidding on jobs at the hub. It'll take a few cycles and some perseverance before one comes in. Am I gonna have to rest again already? Good lord, wait. I can go around the... That's so cool. I had no idea. Little things like that. That's what makes this game brilliant. I guess we're resting again, huh? Let's go see the stray. I'm gonna feed it every day. If I can. And let's end the cycle. Yeah, we're down to 3 dice here. Pretty bad roll. 4, 2 and a 2. I could use the 4 in the Aviary maybe. Got the scrap freighter, I could put some money in there. Seems kind of pointless. Need to get back up to 100. Or I suppose it's 80 to get some stabilizer? I forgot what it was called then for a second, good lord. We should be fine. We still have our 1 stabilizer. I won't worry about it too much. Let's go back over the Founder's Ferry. Go to the Aviary. How much? What's my chance with a 4 here? 50%? 50%? 50-50? Let's see what happens. We got a 2. What's my chances with a 2? Just curiosity. It's a chance for a negative, but I think a negative is only 1 instead of 3, so... yeah, roll the dice. Hey, you struggle with dried vines and creepers, entwined around the structure of the dome, threatening to vent the garden into space. Please don't do that, especially if I'm in here. Let's go use our 2 to get some Yatakan data. Heaven Edge data, sorry. Heaven Edge data meant for Yatakan. Another 20. Go sell it. Now we're blitzing through these days, aren't we? I think the ambergris will be ready, but let's take some money with us first. Back over the gap. Here we go. Ankita. You spot Ankita on the track to the farm stack. She has a box on her shoulder and is working her way down the slope. She sees you as she approaches. Neither of you speak for a moment. She looks tired, pale. Her hair is tangled and clumps of dirt cling to her armor. You both eye each other. Ankita? She holds up a hand. Sleeper. She takes a deep breath. I'm sorry for what happened. Truly. I am. She looks down. I'm sorry you ended up in the middle of this, when all you have shown me is kindness. She rubs her face. I'm sorry. It's okay. She nods, then looks up to the stars. I've never... She stops herself. Thank you. Ankita shifts the weight of the box on her shoulder. I've been preparing for... She grimaces. Look, she sighs. Can you come with me? It's easier if... Lead it on. Ankita leads on down the dirt path between the pillars. There's a wind passing through the greenway, a quirk of the air currents the biosphere maintains, and it ruffles the leaves softly. The sound makes the silence more obvious, more complete. You try not to think of the last time you were here. You've been trying not to think of it for the past few cycles. The image of the sleeper, sprawled, twisted open, connected to the ship mind, has been hard to forget. You realize Ankita is leading you back there, back into the drum at the center of the stack. You pause, trembling a little, at the threshold. She turns. What are you doing? She looks at you with empty eyes. What needs to be done? You stand on the threshold and look up at the tanks, green and wet, some glowing with flickering glow lamps. You look down at Ankita, suddenly so small under this hulking ruin, the smallest she has ever looked. He places the box down. Follow her in. You follow Ankita into the stack through a low tank, entering the drum at ground level. It is just as beautiful as you remember, but it barely touches you. Instead, you check the apertures of the tanks for the glint of a weapon or a shadow among the moss. Ankita stops, and you look down. The mossy island at the centre of the tank is clear now, the equipment cleared away. In its place is a mound of dirt, loosely covered with moss. Ashton's rifle stands straight, half buried in the dirt at the grave's head. "I buried them together," Ankita says without turning. You both stand there in silence for a little while. You think of questions you could ask about Ashton, about the sleeper. How long did you know him? He takes a moment to respond, and for a moment you think she won't. But then the words come gushing out. He signed on a while ago. He used to run recon for a corporate outfit, but he got sick of the pay. He joined the crew as a sniper, and the first few jobs were a breeze. He was so cold, disconnected, he always hit his marks. The last few jobs though, he was different. I noticed that. He'd had a period of extended shore leave on the Eye, and when he came back he was changed. I assumed he'd just had too much time off. He was right. I never would have given him the ship mind. I wouldn't have believed him. I've had crew members double-cross me, undercut me, rat me out. That's the business. He wasn't a good person. None of us in this job are. This is how we die. Alone. She stops, not sure of what to add. It seems like she is reaching for something, but she can't quite get there. You feel that gap between you, and as you do, it widens. The water drips, the moss trembles. You both stand in silence for a while longer. You both feel it, life creeping back in, the silence ending. Ankita shifts her weight and then starts to walk out. You follow her, suddenly eager to be back out in the open space of the greenway, to be away from this place forever. You stand outside and breathe the fresh air. You stare at the green leaves and the stars wheeling above them. "That's it," says Ankita, from somewhere behind you. You try to think of something to say, but can't. Ankita puts a hand on your shoulder. You turn back to her. "At least take this." She forces a handful of cryo-chits into your hands. "It's for Io." She looks at you desperately. You look down at the metal bars. Ugly little things, you think. Do I take the money? This is a really hard choice. I don't know what the correct choice is. Because on one hand, she does actually owe me money. But just dropping the chits is a little extreme. It'd be like, no, don't give me the money. That would be my response, but don't worry about it. I don't need the money. This isn't gonna change anything. But just dropping the chits? That's like taking the money and throwing it on the floor. That's an offensive action. That's like, no, your money is worthless to me. I guess I shall take the money. You take the chits and turn without saying a word. You continue up the track. She does not follow. As you walk up the rise, the wind picks up and the leaves shudder. You walk faster, trying to outpace your anger. The chits are heavy in your pockets, and you hate them for reminding you of how little a life is worth. Not sure that was the right choice. Oh, that was the bad end. Ah! Oh no! Should have dropped the chits. Never should have took the money. Never take the money. Ah. That's quite upsetting. Is that the end of Ankita's storyline? I guess it is. Oh, it's one of the endings, I should say. Well, at least we know that if we don't let her in and maybe talk to Ashton, maybe find out what's going on, there's a whole other way that story can go, and it probably isn't the bad ending. But this seems like a good place for me to end this episode, so thank you all very much for watching. Please like, subscribe, let me know what you think. Your comments are greatly appreciated. Thank you again to the members of the channel. It really does mean the world to me, and I hope you are enjoying the series. And as always, see you next time.